Is this the new theme song to Whizbang Ladder Bros?
No, it's the theme song that actually plays in Hearthstone when you first open it up if you have the audio on and haven't been sitting here for like 10 minutes trying to get your camera to work.
I'm going to be complete. Sometimes I forget that this is a Hearthstone stream.
What? Why? This is all we do. Hi, welcome to Whizbang Ladder Bros, where we try to climb the ladder, the standard ladder, using only Whizbang's wonderful decks. Whizbang is wonderful. We've actually made some progress. It may have happened off stream. Don't worry about it. I really wanted to get some quests done. And yeah.
I'm sorry. Hang on. What did you do off camera?
I got us like 3 stars.
Oh, okay. So we're up in the rankings now.
Yeah.
But did you do it with Whizbang or is it a big lie?
No, I only did it with Whizbang.
Okay, that's at least.
This is the only deck that I've played. These 3 I might as well delete because they're old at this point.
Yeah. Delete all your cards except Whizbang.
No, it doesn't delete the. It only deletes the decks, not the cards.
You can scrap your cards though, right? You can shard them all.
Yeah, you go in here, you turn them into dust. I have a lot of dust right now because I haven't built anything because all I'm using is Whizbang cards.
Whizbang. It's a good way to grind, I guess.
Good? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and Greg is gonna try and climb the ladder with this card that gives you a random deck. But there's also a second part of this show that Greg forgot to mention.
Really frays my nerves. I don't know if I can.
Oh, that's so funny that you mentioned your nerves getting frayed. Actually, because today we're gonna do a lot on 5 for Fighting, the sub show within Whizbang Ladder Bros. And specifically, later in the show, we're gonna analyze some lyrics by Retail Darlings The Fray.
Oh boy.
Which we'll get into that. We'll get into that very soon. But let's start off here by having you tell us about what deck you've been dealt.
All right. So this is a mech warrior. It has a lot of the staples from. Sorry, I had to swallow my. Shame?
Disdain.
I don't know. Disdain. Disdain's good. This is a good card for when you get to the end, when you have 10 crystals, but it's also good right now. So it helps us discover a mech. I really like Mechanical Whelp in the Death Rattle Rogue
you say
deck.
Mechanical Whelp?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Is that like the Millennial Whoop?
Wow.
Like instead of like, oh, it's like,
yeah, almost. I'm sure I didn't have chat on the screen.
That's good. I'm sure there's a lot.
Or not on the screen. Sorry, I didn't have chat up so I could see it. That's whatever. That's what I meant to say. Damn, Daniel.
Yeah, chat. If at any point you pop in and you think it's some good retail pop songs that we should bring to our attention, let us know.
So we're talking about the Fray.
We'll get there. Let's build up to it. I mean, first of all, this is a deck you haven't used before, right? From the Whizbang set.
I've definitely used this one before. I think this was one of the first ones we used.
Oh, okay. It's
so this is all about fusing things. There's this magnetic ability, and it lets you fuse 2 machines together. Now, I was hoping to put this one on the other one, so I'd have a big old Taunty boy. But this asshole decided to switch the attack and health, so looks like I'll have to murder him, but I don't know how yet.
I guess when we're talking about metal, here's a question, the question of the day. This is a new section of the show, I guess, because I think last time we had a question, right? It was like what character from a different franchise would you want to see in Hearthstone, right?
Right.
I think that was the thing we talked about last time, and we agreed that the minions should be in Hearthstone.
Yeah, we agreed on something.
That.
Yeah.
Here's a question about metal. What's like the heaviest song you can think of that has appeared on retail rock radios? Whether it be in, and let's, yes, something from the crowd. Yes.
Huh?
You shook me all night long.
Okay, so my girlfriend who is off screen right now says you shook me all night long.
Okay.
As an answer to that question. Which I feel like could play in some like what kind of retail store would that play in?
What do like punk dads go to?
Where do punk dads shop? That's
Yeah.
a good question. Spencer's Gifts.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so? You don't think they go to
They
Spencer's
go
Gifts?
to Spencer's Gifts. No, I can't
Or
say
is it
that.
just called Spencer's now? Yeah, because I don't want to say Hot Topic because we already kind of like pulled the Hot Topic card last week when we were talking about Evanescence. Spencer's
that
is
card,
honestly
yeah.
not. Spencer's is not a bad call actually. I think that might be correct.
I, as another option instead of
Yes.
that, has System of a Down ever been played in any retail establishment?
I think System of a Down probably has not been played in any retail establishment ever.
Interesting. Now, why do you
Like-
think that?
I think they're a little too aggressive and heavy for like your basic Marshalls.
Okay.
But also they've had like a really diverse range of singles, so it's not impossible that like something like Lonely Day could have shown up like by accident on a Marshall's playlist.
Yeah.
And some like manager is running around the store like, what is this? Quick, flip the song.
I like that you're in this situation. You're
Yes.
gauging it on Marshalls.
Well, yeah, Marshalls I think is like the mid ground of retail rock.
Really?
What do you think? You don't think it's Marshalls?
I think it's like Sears.
Sears. Huh. Some fridge shopping music.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond for a while, and I think I talked about this last time. Where like at one of the points, sometimes like weird, cool stuff would show up in the rotation. It would be like I'd be listening, then it's like, oh, this folk artist Laura Veirs that I really like has a song in the rotation right now. This is really weird. She's not a popular artist. This isn't a top 40 song. So maybe like something like Sears is kind of the mid ground where it's like sometimes they sneak in some cool indie stuff, but sometimes
I feel like it's less that and more like they give their employees range to like actually get to like put on whatever they wanted every once in a while, whether
Yeah.
it be from their actual like iPod or from like there happens to be another channel on the range. I don't know if you had this at this retail establishment I worked at, the Lego store. There were about like 5 different channels that we could have chosen from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I will say that one time I worked in like a thrift store, and like we were supposed to just leave it on like the very bad radio station. And one time all of our managers were gone, and it was just me and this other person, and we put on a Modest Mouse Pandora station just like out of spite.
Yeah.
And even by my standards, I was like, this was a bad idea.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I love this band. This was a bad idea. There's like weird like obscurities from 20 years coming on right now that are very poorly recorded, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I would say about heaviest song that would show up. Did you win or lose that one, by the way?
Oh, I lost very badly because they had answers for everything, and I couldn't quite get that out. Which is like a lot of the problems I have with that deck is that I can't get the cards I want, or I can't get enough mana to actually do what I want.
Right. Do you think this guy's using the same Whizbang deck?
No, that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
This
but
is
it would
another
be
one that
sick.
we have used before.
Right, and what's the deal with this one?
It seems to be an elemental shaman.
Elemental Shaman. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I want to throw out there as an option for like the heaviest song that would probably play in like your normal one. Again, like not Hot Topic or whatever, but like your middle of the road, Sears. We'll say Sears. I like Sears as a middle ground.
Okay.
What do you think about Nickelback? Because I feel like they're a staple of
Yeah.
of it, and like they're like kind of a rock band, but kind of not. And I wonder if like You Remind Me, back in the 2000s showed up. I think I remember it popping up in clothing stores.
Okay. Yes, but I feel like
Yes.
any place that also played You Remind Me would also play something like Chevelle. which I just consider
Chevelle.
heavier than Nickelback.
But Nickelback like had so many big old singles.
Yeah,
That,
no,
like-
I would say that Nickelback definitely had more play and more establishments,
Right.
but I
not.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I feel like any song that would have gotten played from like a Chevelle type band probably would have been like a pretty like more low key one. Whereas I feel like Nickelback might have been able to sneak in "You Remind Me" and like just sneak some electric guitars into the Isles of Sears.
Uh-huh.
You know, like
That's my
some-
favorite island in Scotland, the Isles of Sears.
The Isles of Sears. Yeah, that's also a very good set of islands. That would be my answer. I mean, like, you know, because then at that point I just like would start getting kind of like hypothetical and be like, did they play Linkin Park? You know, did they whatever? But I feel like I know for a fact that Nickelback was a staple, but I don't know if it's just like Photograph, you know, which I
Yeah.
wouldn't consider to be a heavy song.
Well, and plus, like their first single was everywhere. It
Wasn't their first single "You Remind Me"?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think "You Remind Me" would be definitely the one that shows up.
I think we have to. I don't know. I feel like we have to better define what I guess like hard rock is to us, because I think we're having just a different opinion as to how this works.
Right.
But also, this is the deck with this card, the transform your minions into random legendary minions, which
Oh, right. I like this deck a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's very
kind
fun.
of like it feels like OP.
it has some very good potential. The thing is that not every legendary is necessarily good. So
Right, that's true. Not all legendaries are good. Much like not all bands are good, and Nickelback is definitely not a. Maybe we'll have to do a Nickelback. I mean, like it's such low hanging fruit that I don't want to like make it a subject of an episode in the same way that the Fray will be a subject of this episode. But certainly a staple of the scene.
okay, sure.
In an interesting way. So I think that about wraps it up for the opening segment here, Greg. And I think we've found some good answers. I again, Chevelle, maybe Send the Pain Below would have showed up, but
Yeah,
I feel like it's a little heavy.
yeah.
You know.
that's a bit heavy.
Yeah. Great. So give us an update on this game before we move on.
He just cleared my board, but I'm clearing his board with a very similar tactic that way he did.
Are you
Plus I had
sure
other...
you guys aren't playing the same exact deck?
We might be playing the exact same deck.
Because like you guys just had the same exact thing out.
Yeah, pretty much. Like we've only played the same kind of cards.
I think you're both whiz-banging with the same deck right now.
Well, he got a different random elemental though. So
Okay. Well, that's good. I like that a lot. Okay. Let's move on to the to our secondary kind of hype segment here. And I want to talk about like again, we talked about Morningwood last time and the
Right.
song To the Nth Degree.
Mhm.
And I kind of want to keep on the spirit of like one-hit wonders and kind of go through like where are they now? You know, what are they doing? Are they still making music? Like what's their deal?
sure.
And I think the artist that I want to bring up today for this is Howie Day.
What?
Yeah, do you not remember Howie Day?
It sounds super familiar.
So let me just sing a little bit of Howie Day's hit single, and you will perhaps remember it from this, which is "You and the best fall down sometimes. You know what's you hide
Uh-huh.
on the darkness of my mind. Oh, how I, you and I, when Yeah, there you go. You know it.
I have a very distinct memory of this song.
That's fucked up, but go on.
It's naturally from Bandcamp.
Uh-huh.
where somebody played it. We had like a talent show night, and somebody played it, and like right where the doo-doos come in, everyone in the crowd, like half under their breath, went doo doo doo, like sang it, and so it had this really haunting feeling to it of like, wait, what the fuck? Like
funeral march for Howie Day.
Yeah, or at least it was pretty weird, but kind of great. I don't know, man.
That's incredible. I can actually picture that, and it's probably incredible. So yeah, I'm kind of looking up the roots of this song to start.
Okay.
And one thing that's interesting is this song is like a not only a retail hit, right?
Okay.
But truly like the most everything it could have been on that is lame.
Mm-hmm.
It was on.
Oh, like shows and stuff, or
let me read you a list of places this song has been featured. And note that some of these are not lame, but you know, I'm not lumping these all in together. But I just want to read the list.
Okay.
Laguna Beach, classic.
Classic.
Dawson's Creek,
Classic.
Ghost Whisperer. Don't really know what that is.
No, it's the Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Like TV show. Also, I'm about
Jennifer Love Hewlett Packard. Is that a good joke?
It's something. I can tell you that much.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay. Scrubs.
Yeah.
Sure, you could see it. You know.
Absolutely. That perfectly fits Scrubs.
There's like there's probably some scene where Zach Braff is like walking out of the hospital sadly, and he's like,
because
and then I never saw her again.
Some girl that he hit on, but
yeah,
was getting unrequited love. He thought was bad.
Yeah.
I have some hang-ups. I loved that show when I was younger, and then now I look back and go, Turk and Carla are the best. Everyone else can suck it. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Turk and Carla and Elliot even like she had a good arc there. And then I don't know why anyone hung out with JD.
Yeah. I feel like that happens with a lot of Zach Braff things.
Yup.
It's like you go back and you're like, yeah, this is different now. Continuing on from Scrubs, ER, which of course ran for 1,000 seasons over the course of 2 millennia.
I believe, yes, 1,000 seasons. That sounds accurate. Yes.
Yeah. 1,000 seasons and 26 movies. That was ER's legacy. And then we have Bones, Third Watch, Cold Case, One Tree Hill, Grey's Anatomy. Also, why the fuck was this song featured on every medical drama?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, what the fuck?
Because also General Hospital.
Wow.
Like, what? Wait, why? The thing is, like, it's not even like, okay, I would get it. There's another song that we're going to talk about today where I would understand if it showed up on all of those shows. But, like, in what context on all of these shows is the song Collide coming up, this, like, weird love song in the context of these medical dramas?
Well, because every medical drama is inherently in some way, like, a love angle.
Right. Because love is the best
true.
medicine of all.
Oh God. Yeah. I'll go with that.
Yeah, and then other than that, Joan of Arcadia, What About Brian, Friday Night Lights, Pride and Prejudice, and the 2005 film The Perfect Man as well.
The Perfect.
I may also say that.
Pride and Prejudice. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, you're right. Let's get back to that. Why is this in Pride and Prejudice?
Wait. Like, which is it? A movie, and which one? Because that's very important.
It's the 2005 adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, which, if you're wondering, is the one that features an all-star cast of Keira Knightley, Donald Sutherland,
wow,
Rosamund Pike,
okay,
Jenna Malone, classic, always plays troubled schoolgirl character actress Jenna Malone.
Why can't I place Jenna Malone in my head right now?
Donnie Darko, I think.
Okay. I'm gonna believe you.
Saved as well.
Man, every time you say Saved, all I can think of is the theme song to Smallville, with the somebody say.
Wow, that's a whole nother episode.
Which,
my
like,
friend.
honestly, love that song.
I mean,
and we
sure.
And you know, someone can fight me on it.
Maybe we'll talk about TV themes next episode.
Maybe.
That's actually a good subject. And also, in addition to all of those, of course, Judi Dench.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
Classic.
Classic. So anyway, so that's just a rundown of all of the very lame and some okay places that Howie Days Collide came out. One thing I'm noticing is that every song that we talk about on the show like came out in the same 2 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's all 2004, 2005.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm honest, that 100% makes sense.
Why was there just a boom of this type of music then? Was this just the rise of that type of radio station?
I guess so.
I
don't know, friendo.
Okay, so what I wanted to do is figure out what happened to Howie Days. He's still making music. Again, this was his 2004 hit. According to Wikipedia, he had a couple of other singles as well that are big enough to have pages, but I don't recognize the names of any of them.
Naturally.
He had songs called Perfect Time of Day, She Says, and Be There.
Okay.
Do any of those sound familiar? What's that?
Perfect Time of Day sounds like a Flight of the Conchords song.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
But Be There, for whatever reason, is resonating with me.
Okay. Let's look up some lyrics real quick. I'm going to try and find some hooks. Perfect Time of Day so far not really giving me anything. He just says Perfect Time of Day a lot in it, apparently.
Okay.
The last thing in the lyrics is, woo, it's the perfect time of day. Come on now, it's the perfect time of day. It's the perfect time with you.
Okay.
So that doesn't tell me shit. And then what was the other one that I said?
Be There.
Be There.
Yeah.
I don't recall this one. If you're gonna be there, be there. If you're gonna stay there, stay. If you're gonna stay tonight. Start living out with the old. I'm on the up. Must be the good life. If you're gonna be there sounds familiar as a lyric, but I can't place it.
Sounds kind of creepy too.
It also sounds a little bit. The thing is, I'm reading his lyrics, and they're actually all kind of fucking creepy.
Okay, great, awesome.
Like Perfect Time of Day has this line that says, "And you won't feel a thing, and you won't recall anything at all."
Excuse me?
Is, like, really fucking weird. Close your eyes and take your last breath. Press your head aside. The end is the beginning. Everyone between is so lost, so lost. Like,
happening?
He sounds like he might be a fucking serial killer.
Is he actually a murderer? Like, how has nobody put this together till now? We're cracking a case right now on Whizbang Ladder Bros, aka 5 for 5 for fighting.
Yes, thank you for also knowing that is the name of the show, and not fighting it this time. I'm
slowly accepting my fate.
The thing is, I think it's really good because it really just helps you pass the time while you're losing a lot in Hearthstone. How are you doing in this match?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Is this a new deck that came out here?
So this is the deck that I was talking about a little bit that I really enjoy. It's a Death Rattle Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
That honestly I use this mechanical whelp to make a buttload of dragons.
Okay, that's good, I guess. I mean, you love a bunch of dragons. Okay, so let's resolve this segment and figure out what happened to Howie Day, shall we?
Okay.
I hope one of these days. Oh, also, Greg, he is from Maine.
Oh no! Don't put that on me.
So just saying.
Leave my people alone.
leave my people alone. Let's see. Okay, so American singer songwriter. That's classic.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is all normal.
Uh-huh.
After a 5-year tour before the release of Stop All the World Now, followed by a 3-year tour, Day took some time off and focused on writing music. Day released his Be There EP in May 2009, followed by Sound the Alarm, released in September 2009. In December 2014, Day created a pledge music campaign to fund a new album.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
And it was 2015. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. I would think that he'd be getting like royalty money for the like. I would think he is one of the fucking like top 1% in the world after reading his list of where that song appeared.
That is a good point of what the hell, why didn't he have a better like representation?
Yeah, because he should have been getting royalties like even like the year when it came out, he should have had enough royalties to like just die.
Like,
you know,
out
just
his ass. Should have just been like pooping gold nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I found a personal life section, and I think I figured out why he did. So this will take a turn. Day received significant negative attention after 2 high-profile arrests. What the fuck? Oh, are you ready for these?
No.
In 2004, Day was arrested and charged over an incident in which he was accused of locking a fan in the toilet of his tour bus and destroying the cellular phone of another, for which he was fined.
Yeah, you think?
Really? I don't know.
So
were those like related?
So we're dealing with a garbage boy.
Oh, yeah, I mean this next one is very similar. It's in 2005, he was arrested in Boston after reportedly verbally abusing the flight crew while under the influence of alcohol and sleeping pills, and he was sentenced to 1 year probation.
Mm-hmm.
This was like right after that song too, so that's like,
it's not
whoops.
Great.
His quote about this, to his credit, is he said about these experiences in 2013. I was a kid from Maine who went from 0 to 380 in about 2 seconds. So it was kind of overwhelming, but that's no excuse. I drank a bit too much. A lot of kids run wild, but it's a big difference when people know who you are. I don't like that last sentence, but okay.
Give me that last sentence one more time.
He said, a lot of kids run wild, but it's a big difference when people know who you are. Like,
yeah.
It kind of sounds like he was like, it would have been fine if I wasn't famous.
I would have gotten away with it if nobody knew who I was. Yeah, no.
Yeah, if nobody knew that I was the hit. Also, like, nobody knew what the fuck Howie Day looked like.
That's true. I still
like,
don't.
Nobody on the flight crew was like, hey, excuse me, sir. I know you made the 2004 hit Collide, but you need to sit down right now.
Oh, man.
Oh, Howie.
Oh, Howie.
He hasn't released any new music since, I guess, that 2015 thing. So we'll see if he comes back, but kind of sounds like maybe he should just kind of chill out now.
Yeah, it's probably something he should probably do.
Yeah. I'm just going to really quickly go to howieday.com and see if it's kind of stuck in 2004.
Is there
actually
a Howie Day?
Yeah, there is. I just want to see if it's like suspended in ether, like a. Oh, he has some shows booked.
Oh yeah,
yeah, just 2 shows. One's in August. One already happened, and he has not removed it from the site, but it was in Niagara Falls at a casino. And the other is in October in California, in Los Angeles, at Hotel Cafe. So if you want to see Howie Day, it is still your chance to see him.
G, we're now playing a priest.
Tell me about the priest. And
so priests heal things. That's their whole thing. Is they have heal and they have some death rattle stuff too, similar to the rogue that we were playing before, where it had a lot of death rattle effects.
So because of the healing ability that priests have, would you say that they know how to save a life?
There it is. There's the one. We found it, y'all.
The transition. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of today's show. I think we're gonna do something a little different. So the last 2 episodes we've focused on a specific song. And maybe we'll see how long it takes to get through one. I feel like I want to maybe get through 2 because we've really got 2 notable songs by this band. Of course, today we're talking about The Fray. Yeah. And I picked the Fray because I think like first of all, like it's actually amazing to me that an act that boring got so famous. um,
Oh, the shade.
yeah, I feel like this show often becomes me shit talking retail rock. Please understand it's because I worked in retail for many years and had to hear these songs every day for like many years because they don't change. But like, truly, how is it possible that a band could release their first two singles, have them sound one boring, two exactly the same, and just be like gigantic, you know? So there's two songs that we probably want to touch on. Then they're the two that literally are the same song. One is, of course, How to Save a Life. The other one is Over My Head in a Cable Car. Which do you fancy tackling first?
Let's go with Over My Head, since that's how it's since that's what the stream is named after. I believe.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, it's Over My Head, Cable Car, from the album How to Save a Life. Let's go through this, and I'm gonna be honest. I pre-read these a little bit, and as much as I am gonna shit on the Fray or already have, I'm gonna give them credit a lot through this in ways that we have not given other acts credit when reading their lyrics.
Okay.
So just know that, and I'll get to it when I get there. I'll bring it up.
Okay.
Okay. We start off. I never knew that everything was falling through. That everyone I knew was waiting on a cue to turn and run when all I needed was the truth. So I guess that's like a dense opening, you know, like it's a very emotional beginning of everything is falling apart and everyone that I know is lying to me, I think. Is that the subtext there?
It might very well be. It's a little
He also follows it up with, but that's how it's got to be.
Oh.
As if, like, there's no other way.
They've
like,
accepted this fate.
Yeah. Like, it's a big opening to the song. Like, he's really just, like, feeling sad about it. And then he ends that verse, or he continues that verse. It's coming down to nothing more than apathy. I'd rather run the other way than stay and see the smoke and who's still standing when it clears. This is an emotional band.
Yeah.
Not like we haven't been dealing with emotional bands, because all retail rock is very, very, very deeply emotional.
Yeah.
You know, which is, can we stop and talk about that? Why?
Well, honestly, because it's retail, because you want, if I own a store that's selling stuff, I almost want my customers to be a bit emotional when trying to buy things, because then they might make an irrational decision.
That's really interesting. So is the play here just kind of like, you know, people come into the store, they're like, okay, I'm just coming in to buy one thing. Like, I'm just going to go in and focus on getting the shirt that I need to buy. And then slowly, you know, the phrase starts coming up over the thing, and they start thinking about how everyone lies to them and how that's the way the world is and how there's so much apathy. And they're like, man, like suddenly they're disengaged from the task of buying a shirt, and they're just wandering around, and they're like, why did I come here? I guess buy pants.
I think it would be less that and more like more like, oh man, like I think yes, they want to get a reaction, but I think that reaction is aimed at being more, I guess, more to be like, oh man, I don't want to feel like that. Let me do something to make myself feel good.
Oh, okay. So this is like they're setting up a mechanism in which somebody's going to go like, I'm not this guy. Like I need to do some retail therapy to make sure that I'm not the ultimate sad. Interesting. That's an interesting conspiracy theory. I feel like we unravel a lot of conspiracy theories on the show about like why this music is the way that it is.
Yeah.
And I like that theory a lot. Okay, so of course we get to the chorus, and this is okay. The chorus is weird.
Okay.
The chorus is everyone knows I'm in over my head. With 8 seconds left in overtime, she's on your mind. She's on your mind. Here's why I find this really weird. And that is because, according to Genius, the song's source of inspiration is the lead singer's brother, who he got into a big fight with and eventually mended their relationship. So this is like a song about mending a relationship with someone close to you. And like, I guess I will say from this opening verse and chorus, none of that comes across in any way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, especially with 8 seconds left in overtime, she's on your mind. Like, what does that have to do with any of it?
Yeah.
Right. Like what we've gotten from these first verse and chorus is more like this is a song about getting betrayed and feeling sad and over your head in with what you're feeling emotionally because you like a girl and also sports.
And also, well, no, I think that's more just a sports metaphor.
Oh, of course, yeah. They just want us to know that they know. Also, 8 seconds left in overtime. I mean, it depends on the sport. That might be a big deal, and it might not. You know,
It's true.
like maybe 8 seconds are going to run out, and it's going to go to another round of overtime.
Yeah. Or it's like
Hard to say.
basketball, and there's going to be about 5 fouls in that amount of time, and they, yeah.
Yeah, like 8 seconds left in overtime doesn't really mean anything. Okay, I want to get to verse 2 because I'm going to give the song credit here. Apologies in advance.
Okay.
So I just want to read this. Let's rearrange. I wish you were a stranger I could disengage. Say that we agree and then never change. Those 3 lines, I'll give it credit.
Okay.
Rhyme scheme and structure of like complex rhymes and syllables within those lines. Rearrange, right? Stranger, disengage, agree, and change all have this like GE structure in it somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit clever, and it like rolls off the tongue really well. And you know, when you song, it's like, as much as I do not like this song, like it really, once he starts going, there's like a momentum to like, let's rearrange. I wish you were a stranger I could like it rolls nice.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of into it as a pattern there. Now I will say that this is where finally the song's inspiration comes through. I wish you were a stranger I could disengage. Say that we agree and then never change is like, okay, I get it now, right? He's talking about a strained relationship with like a family member because you can't disengage.
Yeah.
It's like, right? Soften a bit until we all just get along, but that's disregard.
But that's disregard.
Yeah, wait a second. I'm very confused. Soften a bit until we just get along, but that's disregard.
But that, man, that's just disregard.
Is he trying to say, but I digress? Is this
Actually,
an incorrect
that's a very
annotation?
good point. I think that might be what he's trying to say.
Soften a bit till we get along, but I digress. I mean, like maybe he just wanted to get like another RE, but no, digress has been fine. What?
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
weird.
That's really weird. It also kind of changes the structure a little bit. Then he goes, but that's disregard. Find another friend you can discard. He was just trying to make it rhyme with discard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my favorite line actually, and it's because I always wonder what the cable car subtitle in the song is, and I've never realized it's this line. But that's disregard. Find another friend you can discard. As you lose the argument in a cable car, hanging above the canyon comes between. Hanging above as the canyon comes between. Still hard to understand what that means. So he brings in this cable car metaphor. And I guess his brother's nickname, according to this, was Cable Car.
Oh, okay.
I mean, his name was Caleb, so I kind of get it.
Sure, that's a stretch.
Yeah, like when he was in high school, like, did people just like actively call him Cable Car?
Yeah, that's kind of a little weird.
That's very, very strange to me. But cool. Great.
Rad. Go for it.
There's a lot of good trivia within this, or there's really one piece of trivia that I can't wait to get to once this is done. Okay. Yeah, the Genius annotation notes that a cable car can be a scary, if not claustrophobia-inducing place to be with someone, especially if you're fighting it out. Despite your differences, you're forced to be very close with the other passenger until the ride is over, unless you want to walk out into the void below. That's what it, quote, that's what it feels like to have big disputes with loved family members.
Is it?
I don't know if it fucking is, actually, but okay.
Sure.
I also love.
Let's go.
I also love that this annotation is like, it's like, you have to be in the cable car together unless you want to get out and step into the void. Not like unless you want to get out and fucking die. Like, what's the other option? Wow.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's
a good spicy meatball. Then we just have the chorus again twice, and then really the only other part of this bridge, which is, and suddenly I've become a part of your past. I'm becoming the part that don't last. I'm losing you, and it's effortless. Without a sound, we lose sight of the ground. In the throw around.
Yeah.
Wait, can we talk about how the phrase just sometimes, apparently, according to these lyrics, just like gives up on the rhymes and is like, you just gotta fit the syllables in.
It's just every once in a while you gotta do the syllable thing.
It's like he's sneaking them in. Because every line that's been weird has just been, like, wedged between normal lines. Like, this one is, without a sound, we lose sight of the ground. In the throw-around. Never thought you wanted to bring it down. Like, it's just like, he's trying to sneak it by as if we don't know. I really like that. That's some good sneaky songwriting. Never thought you wanted to bring it down. I won't let it go down till we torch it ourselves. So I guess he's saying, I won't let our relationship be destroyed until we destroy it ourselves, except the whole premise of the song is that they have destroyed their relationship already. Right?
Yeah.
I'm very confused by this bridge. Like, and suddenly I've become part of your past. I'm becoming the part that don't last. I'm losing you, and it's effortless. And then again, we work our way up to, I won't let it go down till it ourselves. It's like, buddy, you already did.
Buddy,
like,
it's gone.
The prophecy's fulfilled, dog. like if you're gonna allow it to go down at that point, like, just it's done.
Yeah,
that's very strange. And then we go to the chorus a bunch of times. Here's my favorite thing about this song, according to the Genius annotations, and that is that this is a very emotional song. Right, yeah. Very, very meaningful a song about his brother, despite it not really making any sense. It's very meaningful. Mm-hmm. Here's a note: The Fray's inaugural single was nominated for the Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals Grammy in 2007. It lost to My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh!
Can you
My
imagine?
humps, my humps, my lovely lady lumps.
Can you fucking imagine, real quick, like, your life's work, your first single that comes out, gigantic hit, you're going on the interview circuit and being like, my brother and I had a strained relationship, this song comes from the heart, it's really meaningful to me.
Check it
And
out.
then going to the...
Little baby now.
Going to the fucking Grammys and sitting there and having them open the envelope.
Wait, and this is for like lyrics, new act, and
best
like
best pop performance by a duo or group with vocal.
wow.
The with vocals part is my favorite.
That is the best
because
part.
It lost to lyrics such as "What you gonna do with all that ass inside 'em jeans." Like, can you have to fucking imagine the moment where you're the Fray and you're sitting there excited, and they announce it, and then like as the Black Eyed Peas come up to stage, it starts playing the song, you know, to like be like, yeah, they won, and just like having to sit there and hear and mix your milk with my Cocoa Puffs, milky cocoa, like, and you're just like sitting there like, glad my brother and I are reconnected.
At least one
Oh
thing
my God.
interesting came out of this. Yeah.
Holy shit. That's fucking good. The annotation on Genius, by the way, for and mix your milk with Cocoa Puffs, milky, milky cocoa is by milk. Will.i.am seems to be talking about Fergie's breasts.
Oh, really?
Then, now the Cocoa Puffs line is the
Okay.
confusing part. And then it gets very disgusting from there. This
Yeah.
is like clearly not a very
Deep?
yeah. I mean, to be fair though, it's probably accurate for My Humps. That's my fucking favorite thing about that song, The Fray, Over My Head. That's such like a good finale to that.
Yeah.
Oh. So I guess the question here is, should we go over how to save a life? Or should we just kind of like, you want to go over it? Okay. We'll go through it a little bit quicker because we're kind of wrapping up here. And what's the new deck that you got dealt?
This appears to be a self-damage / is a demon deck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a pretty good one, it seems. This is all about like I have a few things that deal damage to my hero, and then this dude gets a bunch of attack every time my dude's been hurt.
Okay. Sure. Okay, well then I guess onward with How to Save a Life by The Fray.
Okay, great.
I want to just start off by saying these songs are literally exactly the same.
Yes, musically, absolutely.
They're like the same.
Yes.
Like the only difference in their structure is that there's a third verse instead of a bridge, but it's like the same amount of choruses at the end, pretty much. Like it just keeps going.
Uh-huh.
This song, again, like meaningful in its intent. You know, it's about his experience go at a shelter for troubled teens. So like, yeah, they're pulling from like good experiences for their lyrics, which is really nice.
Like real deep stuff.
Yeah, and you know, I never knew that about this song, so that's actually kind of interesting and kind of makes sense with the title. So step one, you say we need to talk. He walks. You say sit down. It's just a talk. He smiles politely back at you. You stare politely right on through. Some sort of window to your right. Wait, hang on.
Okay, that's pulling a little bit too literally from real life things.
Yeah, he's really just like painting a very, very vivid text. But I just talk about the line "some sort of window to your right."
Yeah, that's a line right there.
Let's look at the annotation, which this line has its own annotation, by the way. It's not like part of the paragraph being annotated. It's just this line.
Okay.
The window being a symbol of a solution or an answer to your situation, or an answer to your current situation. That's sick. That's what it says. And being able to shine some light into your life. Something else that this could imply. Wow, whoever wrote this is killing it. Something else that could imply this is that the you in the song is standing to the right by the window, symbolizing that asking for help or relying on somebody else might be the solution. Or it could simply be another route to take. What?
Okay.
Wait, what does any of that fucking mean?
Dude, it doesn't mean anything. Nothing means nothing.
I like the idea that somebody's sitting there like, why does he mention that there's a window?
The window must have a deeper meaning. The other one was about his brother, so this one must be a thing.
Some sort of window to your right. As he goes left and you stay right.
Oh.
Okay. Just rhyming right with right. That's okay. Between the lines of fear and blame, you begin to wonder why you came. Okay, sure. So really, other than that window part, just like really literal. Just deeply, deeply literal. Horace, where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life. There's definitely a running theme in the phrase lyrics about strained relationships. And not necessarily like romantic relationships, but strained relationships in larger senses, and losing people that you're close to because of arguments and bitterness. So I would say so far this is the same song.
Yeah, it's very
okay.
similar.
Verse 2, let him know that you know best, because after all, you do know best. Okay, good start. Good start. Try to slip past his defense without granting innocence. Lay down a list of what is wrong, the things you've told them all along, and pray to God he hears you, and pray to God he hears you.
Right with right, and then that.
Yep, he rhymes best with best. And then at the beginning of it, what's with these Christian undertones in these songs that we keep picking?
That we keep picking?
That us collectively together decide on?
That we have any say in? Excuse
me? Yeah, I'm just saying, why so Christian? I know the answer to this. I already know the answer to this. Yeah. There's not going to be a retail rock song where someone's like, and God is dead. Because,
I guess that's fair. That would be the System of a Down entry.
Yeah,
right
that's true. Can you imagine like a suburban family walking in and hearing that and their heads just fucking melting?
I mean, I distinctly remember my dad being like, "What is this?" And then being like, "We're not listening to this song anymore," when it came on the radio one time.
Which one? Over My Head?
No. Sorry. Or System of a Down.
Ugh. But I do love me some System of a Down.
Yeah.
A lot.
Because there's a lyric that's basically like, "Hey, Jesus tried to do stuff, but God doesn't care anymore," or something like that. Like,
incredibly sick.
Yeah. And my dad was like, I'm changing the station. I'm like, okay.
And you were like, that's fair.
That's fair. It's the same way that a very religious, I went to somebody had a birthday party, and their very religious mother was like, "Hey, I'm turning off this song." And I'm like, "Oh, why?" And they're like, "Because it's called Californication." And I'm like, "That's fair."
One time I gave a similar story. I gave a friend an edited copy, mind you, of Papa Roach's album Infest for his birthday, and his mom looked through the lyric book in it and gave the album back.
To you?
Yep. I think she got very upset about lines like, "Hit the president with a baseball bat." Which I think is a lyric on Infest. There's a song about hitting the president with a baseball bat. You know, Bush era, I think, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, deeply religious. So maybe they just loved George Bush at the time and were like,
Or
this
that's
is
just like
sacrilegious.
not a very moral thing to do. It's the president,
I'm not gonna say that on this stream. I'm not gonna say what I actually think about that on this stream, for reasons. But
Yeah.
sure, let's say that for the
Okay.
sake of the NSA.
Great.
Hey NSA.
Hey guys, how's it going? So long since we've talked to you.
Hey, if you're in the NSA and you're in chat, just let us know.
Yeah, just
just
I was
let
gonna
us
say
know.
just post dicks out for Harambe, but that's dumb.
Yeah, it is. Yes, for sure. And then verse 3, and it's gonna happen again. And let's see if you can catch where it happens again.
Okay.
As he begins to raise his voice, you lower yours and grant him one last choice.
Oh.
Drive until you lose the road.
What?
Okay. Hang on. That doesn't just happen. That metaphor is not very good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just suddenly lose the road. Like, you're on it the whole time.
Can't find the road.
Get-
Where'd it go?
Like, even if you hit a dead end, it's like, oh, well, let me just turn around real quick. And you're still on the fucking road.
Yeah.
Drive until you lose the road or break with the ones you followed. He will do one of two things. He will admit to everything, or he'll say that he's not the same, and you'll begin to wonder why you came. Now, what about that verse strikes you as similar to the other verses there?
He'll begin to wonder why he came the same in both? I'm just gonna real quick buy a pack and maybe go into the puzzle labs because we're nearing the end here.
We're winding down.
Yeah.
You were right about that. You begin to wonder why you, and you'll begin to wonder why you end the first and second verse, or first and third verse. What I want to point out is he will do one of two things. He will admit to everything, which, if you remember, we also had some sort of window to your right as he goes left and you stay right.
Right, yeah.
And also, let him know that you know best, because after all, you do know best.
Top notch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top notch.
Top is top notches.
Truly, truly, truly toppest of notches. I wonder if this song lost a Grammy. Let's find out.
Okay.
Because it had to have been nominated for, right? It just got played too much.
Yeah.
Let's see. So did you unlock some packs here?
I opened a pack. I didn't get anything notable. I'm just in the puzzle lab. We're good to close it up shop at any point.
Okay. Okay, this is great. It was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal in 2007, but lost to fucking Danny California by Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Danny California.
Which, like...
You know how the Oscars added the whole, like, hey, we're gonna add a thing in the game... or we're gonna add an award for like most popular, and people are like, okay, good. That means like real stuff will get in now, and I'm like, no, don't you see? That's just gonna turn everything into the Grammys.
Yes, but I do not have enough time in the world to get into why I.
No. We shouldn't. That's a dangerous road to go down.
Is bad. All I want to say is about that is this. Genre movies have been killing it this decade. Genre movies are like really, really good, and like horror movies have seen a resurgence. You know, like we're getting a return of great sci-fi, like genuinely hard, good sci-fi, and throwing that stuff now in a category where it's like this shit's the popular award is like, oh, you just want to make sure that Martin Scorsese keeps fucking winning Oscars.
Yeah. Well,
that's
with
my
that,
2 cents. With that, that's it. How many did you win? I was reading lyrics.
I think we came out around even.
Okay, which seems to be. So what's our level at now for rank?
Here, let me go back and take a look.
Okay.
As I blow up while trying to do this.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you can finish this one out.
Nah, it's a puzzle. It's just gonna go on.
Okay. And while you're looking it out, I will say if you're watching now or watching on demand, let us know what song you want to see tackled in the next episode,
Yeah.
or banned like the Fray.
We got a star.
Oh, we got a star.
Yeah, we went up.
Oh, good.
In the world for once.
So we've gone up. That's good.
We did it.
We're still only 19, right?
Yep.
Out of 20?
Yep. And we want to get the lower numbers.
Okay.
I just really want to try to hit like 15. That would be awesome.
That's a good goal for this series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Again, if you're watching, drop a comment about a good retail song, or not a good, a retail song you want to see next time.
A retail rock song that you want to hear on 5 for 5 for Fighting. And if there's anything else you want to see with Hearthstone, too bad. We're just doing the Whizbang stuff. Because this has been Whizbang Ladder Bros with Giovanni and Greg.
Yes. Join us next time.
Early next week.
It'll be crazy.
Crazy. Hey, did Crazy ever win a Grammy?
By Gnarls Barkley?
Yeah.
Let's close out on this real quick. I want to believe that like people are going to start coming to this stream just for like weird Grammy facts.
I don't. I want that to be in this episode alone.
The song won a Grammy for Best Urban Alternative Performance in 2007. It was also nominated for Record of the Year, which it lost to Not Ready to Make Nice by the Dixie Chicks.
All right, well, thanks, everybody. We'll see you all next time.
Goodbye.